Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name's Ed, and today we're going to be talking about the new movie Equalizer 3, directed by Antoine Fuqua, starring Denzel Washington, Dakota Fanning, David Denman, and Andrea Carduzio. So this is the third installment in the trilogy, and this will be the final installment of the Equalizer series. I kind of just remember it just like yesterday, where I was just at the movie, and all of a sudden the trailer came on for this, and I had no idea that they were even working on a third movie. So I was pretty excited going into this film, and I have so much to say about the film. But before I get into that, if you could leave a like down below, I'd greatly appreciate that. Now let's get into the plot courtesy of IMDb. Since giving up his life as a government assassin, Robert McCall has struggled to reconcile the horrific things he's done in his past and finds a strange solace in serving justice on behalf of others oppressed. Finding himself surprisingly at home in southern Italy, he discovers his new friends are under control of local crime bosses. As events turn deadly, McCall knows what he has to do: become his friend's protector by taking out the mafia. So here we are with the third installment, Equalizer 3, and like I said in the beginning, I'm a huge fan of the Equalizer series, but this one, I'll just say right off the bat, has a completely different tone than the first two films. Like, you still will get all the gruesome kills and all that stuff, but the film kind of follows Roberto in this film, formerly known as Robert. You just follow his trajectory in life. You know, he's getting older. He's getting wiser. He's still struggling with the things he's done in his past. And it's just all coming full circle in this place in Italy that he didn't think that he would find solace there, but yet here he is, and he's falling in love with the people there, and he wants this to be his home. And of course, this is an Equalizer's film, so there's gonna be kills and there's gonna be fights, but it's not as choreographed fight scenes as it was in the previous films. These fight scenes or kills, I would say, they're just much more methodical. Like the stunt doubles in this film, they're not doing all these choreographed fight scenes kind of like you would see in like a John Wick. Denzel Washington's character, much more older now, he's doing just quick kills. He's not really getting in too much of a fight with these people. It's much more methodical, sneaky, come from behind type of kills that he does in this film. So for those who have grown to love that type of Equalizer, I would just, watch out for that, because he's definitely much more of a grounded, more retired, Equalizer guy. And as for the story, I really do love that they're, wrapping everything all together from the first film to the second and now the third film. It's a great story to tell whenever you're trying to protect the things that are dearest to your heart. And I think Denzel does a great job, showing that struggle that he has with his inner self as well. When there's a specific question in here that someone asks if he's a good man or a bad man, and he just simply says, "I don't know." And you definitely see he's struggling with that question in his head throughout the entire film. There's not much wrong you can say about Denzel's performance. Denzel is Denzel. He created this character. He created these mannerisms that this guy does. So whatever he wants to do with the character, by all means, it's Denzel. And then we introduced Dakota Fanning in this film. This was kind of a nice tie-in because I believe Man on Fire was the first film they ever did together, and this is kind of like the reunion. Dakota Fanning's all grown up now, from when we last kind of remembered her as a kid, and she does fine. She's definitely an important character in the film, but she doesn't really do much for me to say that she was like amazing. But by all means, she didn't do bad either. I really did enjoy her, and I love the chemistry that she has with Denzel. Now, one thing I will say from the previous films and this one is the villain of the film. I didn't really feel that the villain in this film particularly was really much of a match for Denzel. I think the villain in part 2 felt like a good match for Denzel's character, but in this film, again, he's just kind of like a coward person hiding behind his people, so you just already know that he's gonna die, so there's not much stakes to this. And it goes back to the point of, like, the fight scenes they didn't have to be super choreographed and stuff like that, because you already know that Denzel's character can easily take out all these people. I'm happy that they're ending it at this third one, and they're not gonna keep, running this IP to the ground. As Denzel gets older, it kind of becomes less believable that he can do all these things. Yeah, I would say I enjoyed the film, and I would definitely recommend you guys to see it if you want to just check out an action movie. Again, definitely much slower than the previous ones, but I enjoyed it myself, but more importantly than that, I want to know what you guys have to say about this film. If you liked it, if you didn't, whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, hit that notification icon down below so you know I'm going live or dropping new content. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here today on Feature Junkie.